So you're an artist, you have a website, and you've been trying to sell your work through that website, but your sales are not what you would like them to be. Now, this is a common problem for a lot of artists, myself included. And it took me years to figure out how to consistently sell my artwork through my website. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of my very best tips to do just that. My first tip is a rather obvious one, but some artists won't have this on their website, and so it needs to be said. You need to start thinking of your art as a product, and that means that you need to have products available for sale on your website. This means that you need a website shopping cart, something that has a payment processing system, so when a person who wants to purchase your work sees it on your website, they can just click, put in their credit card information, and then they can purchase. You need to make the purchasing process on your website as frictionless as possible, so as easy as possible. People don't want to have to go through a lot of steps. They don't want to have to email you and then send you information back and forth to try to then maybe pay via PayPal or something through email. They don't want to go through all of that. So portfolio websites will not work if you're trying to sell your work consistently. Along those lines, I've made a video in the description that tells you the top 3 website builders out there that I think you should use if you are thinking about trying to sell your work online and you don't already have a website. Now, moving on, the next thing to consider is social proof. It's so important for people who are getting on your website and are thinking about purchasing your work to be able to feel comfortable with making that purchase. And one thing that helps people feel comfortable are customer reviews. So you want to be able to find a way to collect the reviews of people who purchase from you and then post those on your website. You can see on my website, I have the reviews front and center on my homepage. I also have them on each product page where I have reviews available to post. Next, use video to explain the features of your most popular items. For me, that's custom pet portraits. And there's an added benefit with this. If you have a lot of different features about your item that are like frequently asked questions where customers are always wondering different things, you can put those all in a video. And that's what I did when I'm selling my custom pet portraits through my website. And it really has helped out the workflow of my business. I don't have near the customer messages asking questions because it's all in a 5-minute video. And the added benefit is that the customer gets to feel like they interact with me, very similar to the way I sell to them when I'm interacting with them in person. And I think this personal touch is really important for artists because art is a very subjective experience. A lot of times collectors want to get to know the artist and have an emotional or friendship connection with them. So if you put yourself on video on your website and explain these features to the customer, they feel like they get that personal connection. And it's really important. I think it sells your work so much better than the written word. Next, have a very clear and generous return policy. What I mean by this is allow customers to send things back to you for a full refund if they don't like what they received. Because a customer has certain expectations. They're seeing something on the internet, and you've got to realize in their mind, I mean, there's all sorts of scams out there. They might not even think that you're from the US. They might think that you're like somebody from China scamming them with some really bad product. This happens all the time, especially with Facebook ads and people are purchasing things. I know I've personally purchased really bad products that looked so amazing, but then I get it in the mail and it's like, I don't know, like made for a really short person or something if it was clothing. And that's why your return policy is really important, because this way a customer feels comfortable with purchasing from you. And along those lines, it's also important to have a payment processor that customers trust, like PayPal. PayPal is trusted by most customers, and if you can't put PayPal on there, think about Apple Pay, Google Pay, something like that, something that customers trust. Because then, in their mind, if they can't trust you refunding the item that might be a scam, they can at least have some recourse to go through PayPal to do so. And also, a lot of people don't want to give their credit card information out to websites that they don't know and they've never used before, but if they are putting their information in through PayPal, they trust PayPal. And so you are eliminating a lot of the friction and a lot of the things that make customers a little iffy about ordering from a company they've never purchased from before. Aside from getting your website squared away to where it has all of the features that a customer needs, you need to be able to bring customers to your website to be able to get them to purchase. And this is the very biggest, best tip, is that you need to use social media to drive customers to your website. And you might be thinking, well, I'm already doing this. I've been using social media. I've been been posting things and customers still aren't purchasing? Well, that's because you are not crafting an offer that's irresistible. And this is the other important point. With social media, if people have never heard of you before, or even if they've followed you for a while, if you're not offering them some amazing deal that they can't pass up on, oftentimes they are not going to purchase. This is why you see different people, if you look through the Facebook ads that are running through your feed, there'll be lots of things like 50% off, huge deals, free shipping, buy one, get one free, only for a limited time. If you can run some promotions like that and post these messages through your social media, then send them out to your email newsletter, you will end up getting some sales. In addition to these tips, there are lots of other things you can try, and I'm going to be making future videos on this topic. But for now, if you would like to watch a video where I share 30 plus ways to make a living as an artist, you can watch that here. All right, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.